Coach, if you could open us up with some remarks or take questions.
Going into the game, going into the week, asked the guys to prepare at a high level, to play really fast, to play really hard. I thought our guys did it. Thought they had the right effort, but the keys to the critical moments in the game, we had 8 penalties. A lot of them were in key critical situations where we can't have penalties. Had a punt block early in the game, right before halftime, which can't happen. And then we were 5 times in the red zone and got 0 points. Outgained them by over 100 yards. But when the other series of events happen, it's hard to win a game against a really good football team. Obviously, credit to UCF, but
Questions?
not the result we wanted.
John?
With regard to the offense, and you mentioned 5 times in the red zone.
Yep.
This seems to be a kind of been a recurring theme with the offense, spanning not just the year but years past.
Sure.
Is there can you put your finger on what's not being executed or being done, or if there's something with the scheme that's when the field gets compressed?
Yeah, I just think that critical situations have to make sure we're getting points on the board, and we're not doing it. And obviously that falls on me as the head football coach. But it's very frustrating. Thought our guys moved the ball up and down the field at times really well at high level. But when we get down there, we have to get points, and we did not get points.
Kelly?
Obviously, as we talked about last week, the noise is loud around the program. And I guess kind of what is your feel on kind of where you stand and your expectations going forward into next week?
My expectation, I've just stood in front of that team, a bunch of young men that I absolutely love, give my all for them, and my expectation is to continue to do that. I'm blessed to coach here. Obviously, there are things that we fell short on, and we've got to continue to get better in every single phase to do that.
Ken?
If I can follow up on that, as Kelly said, there's a lot of people calling for your job.
Gotcha.
Why do you think you should be allowed to continue?
We just went out there against a really good football team and competed, played really good football at times, outside of unfortunate self-inflicted mistakes. So the guys were ready to go out there and play at a high level. We just fell short at some critical times, and
Jackson?
Coach, last week the defense came up a little short, especially in the run game. You talked this week going into the game about the speed they had and their rushing attack, and the defense wound up playing pretty well, all things considered. But what was the biggest key to stopping their offense and keeping it contained?
yeah, thought we had a really good plan. Guys went out there, believed in the plan, they executed the plan. I just told them the thing that we harped on all week is their number one 3rd down and 4th down play is to draw you off sides. That's their number one play. We practiced it all week. We emphasized it all week. We were yelling it from the sidelines. Guys were yelling it, and still had some unfortunate things where we jumped off sides at critical times, and those cannot happen. They did, unfortunately, but it was not from a lack of emphasis or making sure we understood those situations.
Kelly?
Obviously, you're thin, both kicker and punter, just bodies right now. With guys,
Say it again.
you're thin with numbers at
Sure.
both punter and kicker.
And long snapper, Henry Freer has had to come in for the last 4 games in Cade Longstead, and really proud of him. He's performed admirably. But those, we only had Jude available today. He had to do both duties, kickoffs and field goals. punter, it's David with Jude as a backup. So Jude's had to do a lot of things for us in preparation. So yes, we are.
So with the protections, with the punt and that kind of thing, does it change approach, like how you do it if you don't have a real backup? Is that why you guys don't rugby kick as much and things like that, where a punter might get in danger?
We have rugby punted throughout the season. You know, the biggest flaw tonight, I don't want to get too much into the schematics, is just on stems. Don't need to re-ID the protection. Heat of the moment we did, we re-ID'd the protection, and you know, so I don't want to get into the schematics or talk about any of our guys, but there are correctable things. Unfortunately, they shouldn't have happened, but they did, and we got to get better.
Ken?
The 4th and 9 play when you in the fourth quarter you threw to Nate on the behind the line of scrimmage. What made you? Why was that the optimal play as you saw it?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we were doing tonight were getting in formations and calling, you know, calling plays, and we had a lot of success doing that tonight, and got what we thought was a fortunate look, and their kid reacted and made a nice play. But
Kelly, time for a couple more for Coach.
Obviously, we're in year 4 now and still seeing some of the same issues. Special teams, kicking has been not great. Just kind of, how do you, I guess, I don't want to say explain it, but just like how do you communicate to people what's going on and why that's not like a failure of coaching or whatever?
Thought the return game was good. I thought the return game's been good all season, and you know, just the punting game, field goals. Obviously, you know, going 1 for 3 on the night, but you know, still have tremendous faith and belief in Jude. So,
Anything else? Cut, you can wrap this up.
The 4th and 3 inside the 5 was kicking a possibility there, or is that an issue of confidence in Jude? Or
yeah, I don't want to get into that, but we were down there. You know, I thought we had a chance. We had momentum going into that play. We had a really nice drive, and you know, felt that we had them on their heels a little bit. So there wasn't a lot of hesitation, you know, to go for it. Obviously, when you look back at the whole series of the game, you know, it's easy to second guess. But in the moment, with the way the offense was playing, we were down there and we went for 7, and unfortunately came up short. But the defense rose and I believe forced a punt after that on a 3 and out.
All right, thanks.